What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the future of the DCU. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about the Superman movie most recent test screening. I've actually heard some pretty interesting things personally that I'm going to talk about. Also, there's some information going around about who could potentially be the new DCU Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold. And also, there is some real wild rumors about the Batman 2. Now, I love the Batman. It's one of my favorite movies when it comes to DC in most recent years, but I can't just cover the positive. I have to cover the negative. Hence why we're going over some positive Superman stuff that I've heard and what's also going around the internet. You see, your boy isn't biased. I'm just straight down the middle. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Wish you here. If you are new around here, what the freaking hell are you doing? I've been around here for years. Make sure to subscribe because I can see from my analytics a lot of people are viewing, but you ain't subscribing to the boy Warstu. Also, if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. I will be coming on camera a lot more when my new setup is complete. Also, going to be doing a few streams here and there. Also, if you could, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into today's video. So, it's worth saying that James Gunn himself has confirmed they have been doing test screens recently. He's also confirmed they will be doing reshoots. Now, just because they're going to be doing reshoots doesn't actually mean this is either positive or negative. I'm going to try and be more down the middle when it comes to DC videos because I do read what you lads say, and I think I'm quite neutral, but a lot of people seem to think I jump on the bandwagon of hating when realistically I don't. But come on now, if the first look of the Green Lantern new HBO Max show is two random lads walking down the street and it's supposed to be cosmic, your boy Warstu is going to give it some stick. Like I say, I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. I'm not going to go from being, supporting the DCEU to be supporting the DCU like I've switched up on anyone. I haven't. When they put out good stuff, I will cover it. So, James Gunn recently said this. We've done screen-ins. That's implying multiple screenings, just like I told you, lads. And you lads were like, these were internal. They weren't internal. Some of them were. We've done real screenings, definitely learning things all the time, definitely editing, making little changes. We might shoot a couple little tiny things. I used to be kind of against it because, you don't want to have to shoot again. It's a pain in the ass. But as time has gone on and I've made more movies, I really being able to say, you know what, I wish I had shot that first hitting that, and so I tend to go back and pick that kind of stuff up so it wouldn't be anything major, but those kind of things, yeah, I'll cover a couple more things like that. So he's essentially saying yes, there will be reshoots, and yes, there has been multiple test screenings like your boy War Drizzy told you, but you lads don't seem to believe me. So this is the information going around the internet. Then I'm going to tell you generally what I've heard. I'm not going to put any spoilers out there that I haven't already put out there. So Nicholas Hoult is great as Lex Luthor. But let's be honest. Nicholas Hoult is a great actor. If you watch real movies, okay, this is tricky, I'm joking. Outside of the comic book niche, right? Like Nosferatu, right? Nicholas Hoult was in Nosferatu. He was great. Nicholas Hoult is an extremely talented actor. We know that. Superior CGI than what was in the trailers. Well, we better hope for that because you remember that 360-degree flying scene that was awful. We better hope for that. Some surprising villains, not really. Literally, the toy listing was right bang on, just like I said. Ultraman's in his movie, just like I said. Rachel Brosnahan is funny and adorable as Lois Lane. Rachel Brosnahan is a very good actor. The film's comedy is more punctual and accurate, also having emotional moments. The tone is closer to the first Wonder Woman film and the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. Now, that's kind of a problem. Them two tones, from like a tonal point of view, clash. Okay, let's go on. There's some other information that says here, redefined VFX and CGI. Now, the interesting thing is, why is no one talking about actual Superman? So I've heard some stuff about the movie. I've heard, okay, I'm going to try and be positive, right? I've heard it's a good to okay-ish movie, right? I've heard David, the lead, Corset, you guys say I say his name wrong, but I don't. I've heard he's good, but I've heard the biggest problem, right? And this is the problem I always have with a James Gunn issue, is he's not very good at writing, okay? It's not like he doesn't write masterpieces. Like the Suicide Squad movie, it's fine. Guardians 3, it's fine. But this movie, it's not groundbreaking. It's not going to spin the wheel. It's not going to reinvent Superman because let's be honest, lads and ladettes, Superman, we've had so many different Supermans that you can't really respin this imaginary wheel. So I've heard it's actually a good movie, but I've also heard the script is the weakest part, but I've also heard that execution is very good. That's what I've personally heard. And there's a bunch of stuff going on the internet that is a lot more positive. But, you know, there's also the video I know the other day when it basically said that the movie's terrible. So, yeah, you lads say I don't go over the positive. I do. It's just no one really notices when I do. So also in the news, I would literally fanboy this if it happened. Mr. Reacher himself has literally said he would do the Batman role for free. Now, I don't think he would be cast as Batman because he's too big of an actor. But he says, you wouldn't even have to pay me to play Batman in the DCU. Now, as we know, Warner Bros. Studios, aka DC Studios, is actually funded by Warner Bros. Discovery. They literally are bankrupt. Okay, not quite. Well, they're in debt, $50 billion worth of debt. They couldn't afford a Super Bowl trailer this year. Didn't do one, did they? No, they used the puppy bowl. So that would be freaking cool if that is the case. But I would assume DC Studios will pick some lesser actor, just like they did with David Cornsnet. David Cornsnet's a good actor, but he's a nobody. No one really knows him. He's appeared in, you know, a Netflix movie. He appeared in that thunderstorm chasing movie where I thought his acting was quite dry. But David is a good actor, so whoever they picked, I mean, Jamie Dorner, Armie Hammer, he's got a lot of controversy behind him. Jenkin Atkins, there's a lot of cool actors who could be the DCU Batman. Now, the next one is kind of a controversial subject, but I'm going to go over it because of the DC Twitter community. Right, so every time Jeff Snyder reports something, right, whenever he's positive, the DC, you know, Twitter pages, fanboy pages, back him, right? When he said the Superman movie's here and it's terrible, it needs reshoots, you all were hating on him. Then when he says, oh, it's actually more positive and James Gunn's actually working on a sequel already, they all start resharing his stuff and fanboying over what he said. He said some really interesting things about the Batman 2. Robert Pattinson has reportedly read the full script for the Batman 2. Now, on a red carpet recently, he literally says that he knows exactly the plot, it's cool. But he also was like, yo, if we don't start shooting soon, I'm going to be old man Batman. I was supposed to be a young man Batman. Why is Batman 2 being delayed by 2 years? Now, if this is actually true, then this actually, it could be a reason, I guess. So, Gunn and Safran have not read the script. Now, Matt Reeves does say they're shooting. Everyone says they're shooting this year. But then when James Gunn gets asked, he's like, oh, we've not received the final script. But the thing is, the Batman 2 was greenlit well before they took over. Well, not really took over, before the new studio was formed. Warner Bros. Greenlit the second Batman movie well ahead of time. Matt Reeves is not obliged to send the script to Gunn and Safran unless they need to see it. Interesting. Pam Abdul and Michael DeLuca can give notes on the script. Apparently their script. Interesting. Gunn and Safran can't give notes since it's not their script, unless the script is complete and was sent to them. Interesting how James Gunn gave notes to everybody in the DCU, Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, the Joker 2, and no one used his notes. Then if you read the comments, it's very interesting because in the Scuba game, people get stuff wrong, people get stuff right. People's like, yeah, the same guy that said Pattinson was confirmed to be in Penguin. Yeah, but also Jeff Snyder was one of the few people that actually went on record to say that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be Doctor Doom. Jeff Snyder has got stuff right and has got stuff wrong. But the only reason I'm covering this story is because, like I said, when he was praising Superman, all the DC fan pages were all over the information. But when he was saying the Superman was awful, you were saying, oh, no, he's not reliable. So you need to kind of validate what you're saying, like report the good and the bad, which I always do, but people say I don't. So this is interesting. The movie was greenlit before they even came on board to take over DC Studios, and the only reason Gunn did was because Safran came over as well. So do they need to see the script? Not really, because the budget's coming from Warner Bros. Studios. DC Studios is just DC Studios is just like the producers technically. They're not like the distributors, Warner Bros. Realistically still. So God knows, who knows what to believe, but there is something not right with the Batman 2. It should have been, I mean, I know there was apparently some things behind the scenes and there was some personal issues with Matt Reeves, but I don't know what you're going to say, what happened in the world, so on and so forth, but the Batman 2 should already be out by now. I don't understand what is the freaking delay, so I thought I'd cover this seeing as you guys like to cherry pick the information that you use from certain scoopers, I thought, yeah, I'm going to use it just to see what you lads and laddettes say. So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later.